Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's me coming at you again with another vid. Deontay Wilder had some things to say, particularly to the critics who are having their say about his upcoming matchup with Chris Arreola. Now, I'm gonna be very careful with my words here. You know, a lot of people when this fight got announced, or it was rumored to be announced before it got announced, a lot of people were voicing out their disapproval about it. Uh, and particularly me and some other guys, we were voicing out our disapproval, given the fact that, yeah, the Paveka situation had fell through. It was not Deontay Wilder's fault. He had every right to we had every right to defend him on that matter. But needless to say, when you're taking a fight against a fringe contender like Chris Arreola, it doesn't make you look good. And here's the reason why. Well, before I get into that, let me just read some of the quotes in this article by Boxing Scene. Shout out to them, by the way. They always put out some pretty good information. This is what he had to say to those who were criticizing him for fighting Chris Arreola. He said here, quote, yeah, people say that Arreola doesn't deserve a shot, but I mean, who are they to say that say things about a man who every time gets in the ring and he fights with his heart? I feel like this is a special occasion. It's a short notice fight. Now, a lot of guys said they would have taken it, but it was a short notice as an excuse. They used that short notice as an excuse. So it takes a lot to put a fight together. But when you get, but you ain't get someone who can make the best of this and put on a great show, it's a job well done. Now, there's only one name who can make this happen. It is what it is. Now, every time he steps in the ring, he comes to fight, and I think we chose the right guy or the right person. Now, this is going to be an exciting fight for everyone. It's two dangerous heavyweights. It's two guys who fight with their hearts, and it's going to be an action-packed fight from the beginning to the end. Now, was my longest layoff, so I wanted to be an active champion since I've won the belt. But when one door closes, the other one opens. Now, it's up to Chris to take the advantage of the opportunity. And he has his own history that he can make, and it will mean a lot to him. My mentality is to go all out, and everything I say, I really believe. So I don't need anyone to believe in me, and because I believe in myself. I have a guy in front of me who's trying to stop me from getting to the next level, and I promise this is going to be an outstanding fight. Well, I'll leave it there. Wilder's right about one thing. This is definitely going to be a slugfest, no question about it, because Chris Arreola, he makes those fights into to a slugfest, all out action packed wars. So you're going to get that from Chris Arreola. But the moral perspective of the situation is this. And the reason why people like me and some other guys I'm not going to name, we're not ridiculing it. We're voicing out our disapproval of this because you are the world champion, man. You are the heavyweight champion of the world. Okay? You beat only one top 10 contender after you won that belt. Now it's against Bermane Stiverne. Yes, you fought some pretty good, decent guys who are ranked in the top 20s or maybe top 25, whatnot. Okay, fine. But we need to see you in there against other top 10 heavyweights like a Kubrat Pulev. Let's see how you react against guys like that. Kubrat Pulev, Brian Jennings, Luis Ortiz particularly. I mean, I could go on and on and on, man. Anthony Joshua, we all know that you do want that fight, so that's a good sign of things you have to come. So I can't wait for that unification bout. And the fact is that Chris Arreola is coming off of suspension. Now, hear me out, y'all. I'm not saying that a fighter who's coming off of suspension doesn't deserve to get a shot at the title. Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Chris Arreola is coming off of suspension. He needs to get back in line. He needs to fight his way back into the rankings. He should not be getting an immediate title shot coming off of suspension. I think that's wrong, and it's not fair to the guys like Gerald Washington, even though I've criticized, who actually have to work hard to get himself in a position where he can be in line for a title shot. Now, Gerald Washington would have been acceptable, okay? Because I would have liked to see him see how he would react against a guy like Deontay Wilder, who could actually bring the fight to him. Okay, see if he actually shows some little bit more heart than trying to fight extra cautiously. But needless to say, Gerald Washington, I think, could deserve the shot. Jarrell Big Baby Miller, I think he would have taken a shot since Deontay's talking about fighters won't take fights on short notice. I think Big Baby would have done it. Even though he only went 2-3 rounds with Nick Cuevas and he wasn't hurt, so he would have gladly taken a shot. Luis Ortiz, I think he would have taken a shot. You think Luis Ortiz wouldn't step aside from Alexander Usyk not taking a shot at Deontay Wilder? Believe me, I think he would have. And Alexander Usyk, besides, Wilder's team even reached out to Usyk to try to make a fight. So that could have been made. So Chris Arreola was not the best option. I know a lot of people are going to beg to differ on that, but he was not the best option. But needless to say, it is what it is. The fight is made, and it's ready to go in a few weeks. But yeah, after this fight, Deontay doesn't need to be fighting any more contenders like Chris Arreola. I mean, fringe guys like Chris Arreola. It's time to step it up. You need to fight someone on the caliber of Alexander Povetkin. Yes, PEDs or not, Povetkin is still a good fighter. So you need to fight someone on that caliber and world level. So yeah, and another thing I have to add is that this is also Deontay Wilder's fourth consecutive voluntary defense, which is kind of very laughable. So I here's the thing, y'all. I just don't want Deontay Wilder's career to be positioned like Adonis Stevenson, for example. Now, I'm not saying Adonis Stevenson should be equated to Deontay Wilder, but based off the actions and based off the fact that how he won the world title and based off the level of opposition he's fighting ever since he won the title, is almost shaping up to be as if this is Adonis Stevenson's run, which people have ridiculed. And look what happened to Adonis Stevenson. His career is stale now. He's left out of the light heavyweight picture. So yeah, after Chris Arreola, time for you to step up and fight with the top 10 guy in the world level in the heavyweight rankings. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out. Peace.